Hey guys, it's your boy Roy, and today I'm bringing you Vanquish Chapter 1.3, and this is the hardest way to begin. Like, the hell. This fight is beyond ridiculous. There's so much shit going on, so many enemies. Starting off here, we've got 2 Gorgies, and I think 2 more joining the fray. I'm trying to get the barrels, which I get. Now, for the first checkpoint, you only need to get past these guys, and I'm doing it pretty easily. Like, these guys aren't that big a threat. They'll kill you in a few hits, but you can work around that mostly. Next up after this is going to be the big battle. It's a fight against 2 Romanovs. We're talking about the rocket launcher arm versions, which go berserk and have insta-kill lasers, which actually even kill in one hit on any difficulty, which is pretty hilarious. And after that, we'll also have to deal with snipers, golden Gorgies, and all other nonsense. Now here, we got a checkpoint, so I obviously died. At the end of the chapter, we'll be able to see how many deaths I've gotten. Trust me, it's a lot of deaths. But not as much as I thought it would be, in all honesty. I think I'm about 30 in. And this might also be a good time, because right now I'm just spamming all my grenades at the entrance of that transport ship to deal with the impending doom that is within, which is, of course, at least one of the 2 Romanovs and a lot of snipers. I did sort of screw up by throwing all my EMPs, which wasn't too smart. But the tactic here is to lure the Romanovs towards this position, as you can sort of get them down in a chokehold. They have a lot of trouble dealing with this piece of cover. And afterwards you can even dodge all the way down here and use the barrels. Sadly, I think he destroys them. There we go. Yeah, he blows them up. See, there we go. My plan ruined. Thank you, Romanov. Thank you. And after this fight, we got another big fight and then a double boss fight, which doesn't have checkpoints, but I'll have to talk about that later because yeah, we'll get that when we'll get there. Now, with the first one down, we'll slowly notice that one of our bigger issues is coming into play. This is one of the biggest problems on God Hard, but in general, but also, especially with shotgun, is ammo. Especially with just a shotgun, I'm having trouble having enough ammo to deal with all the situations, meaning I'll have to use a lot more melee and a lot more weaknesses of enemies. For instance, Romanovs have a weak spot at their back. Not only will this enrage them, making them attack more aggressively, which is not fun. It will also make them a bit more reckless, as in they will not retreat if they are too injured. They will simply charge forward. But it also deals extra damage, which is nice, and it stuns them for a while. Now, in the distance, we can see that one of our teammates is in trouble. I, of course, failed to save him, which is a shame, because if an ally dies, well, I think here's another example coming up. If an ally is injured and you heal him, you get a free item. And in this case, I'm lucky and I get a shotgun. Sadly, as far as I know, you can't manipulate this drop rate. I've tried some other tactics. I did some research online, and I don't think there's any distinguishable way to force the game to give you a certain item, which in my case would make the game a lot easier, as I would simply force the entire game to give me shotguns. Yay! This point is where having just a shotgun isn't fun. I am playing it really, really slow, as I don't have a lot of options. Getting in close against these guys will kill me. Trust me, I've tried. I've died about 20 times before this take. I'm trying to get a few hits in, but I know it's not working. I don't have any grenades. There is a small item cache to the right, but I don't think I know of its existence yet. Do I? Oh, there's at least an enemy there, and I am completely exposed. And this is where one of the shining examples of things Vanquishes does wrong, and trust me, it's not a lot of things. It's just one. Sometimes if you pop from cover, the cursor will not be where it is when you're in cover. It'll switch around. We actually managed to kill the guy. It's a Gorgi USR. But I think that was just a regular one, not the golden ones. Another part is we're gonna have to deal with the turrets up top. You only need to kill all enemies except one, I believe. I know of its existence. Yay, boost machine gun. Yeah, I have the DLC installed, so that's gonna be a problem. The DLC are free items. They're pretty good, not too overpowered. It's a fun example of items done right. DLC items done right. I think they were also premium for pre-orders. They're not that great. They're not that bad. They're just fun to use. Though sadly, the boost machine gun, in my opinion, does sort of nullify the heavy machine gun's right to exist. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, that will also make things more difficult, as there are more items means there's less chance of a shotgun appearing. So that's a nice little added handicap. Right here, I'm praying Burns gets a brain and figures out that he just has to shoot that guy to kill him, but obviously the AI of your compatriots in this game is completely retarded. They exist solely for one purpose: to not do stupid stuff like I'm doing here. Like, what I did here was one hell of a risk. I never got this far before, and you can see that I'm dodging and weaving like a madman. Probably gonna take a cigarette now. Am I? Am I gonna take a cigarette? No, I'm probably gonna go over that guy and pray he drops a shotgun. I don't remember if he does. Assault rifle. What a shame. And the main tactic you could use here normally is pop out of cover and use an AR or heavy machine gun with maybe an EMP for cover. There's also a sniper rifle. If you look to my right, not that way, the other way, up the ramp there's a sniper rifle, which you can use to pop off some distance targets. Now I also got lucky because, well, not lucky, skill, man, skill. I used my intense skill to blow up a lot of the snipers before they spawned when they were coming from the cargo ship, which helps me a lot because snipers will be my worst enemy. They are deadly accurate and they will kill me in one hit, and if they don't kill me in one hit, you will be put in the red zone, and I mean the heavy red zone. We're talking the red zone that lasts forever. Now we're playing like the mini game. There's one up top and there's the other turret. And there's a sort of a dead spot, like if you go underneath that left pillar, you're safe. Getting there though, especially on Godhard, is asking for trouble. So right now I'm waiting for an opening, sort of taking my guesses, and there we go, and yay, we made it. Allied soldiers can kill enemies. It rarely happens. In about a full volley of attacks, they deal about as much damage as one assault rifle shot, maybe even less. So don't count on it too much. And right here I'm considering, like, what the hell am I gonna do? I've got 6 rounds. And I've got 2 Gorgies with full health. Alright, over here I'm... Yeah, they scare me away. This I remember. They're like, no, 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 no. See, my allies kill one, and there's still one left, but we get a temporal flux. What a temporal does is enemies spawn in, and this is the only instance in the game that enemies will actually spawn using a teleport, and the game will focus its camera on it, which is incredibly annoying and very dangerous. I understand that they put this in for, like, let's say normal mode, but for something like Godhard, they really had to get rid of this. Nice little shotgun drop from healing that guy. And there we got a nice little golden Gorgie. Yeah, those are the USRs, alright. It's nice to know some names so I can call them out more specifically. USRs, as mentioned in my second video, are more dangerous versions of the red ones. They deal more damage, they're more aggressive, and they throw triple grenades instead of single grenades. Now, we've entered the deep red zone here, which means I'm pretty much dead if I don't get to cover quick, and regenerating this health will take a little bit of a while. See, that was about 10 seconds. If you're in the really deep red zone, then you'll at least be out of commission for, I think it's like half a minute. And that's only on Godhard, because Godhard hates your guts. I like that this mode was made, especially for players who thought, like, you know, I'm good at this game. I think I can do things. You know, I think I know how to handle the situation. Well, Godhard says you don't. Godhard eats you for breakfast. And what we're seeing here is just the beginning of the nightmare that this chapter is. This chapter was also sort of, for me, a test to see if this entire run is possible. And the answer is no. Yes, you heard correctly. I don't think it is possible. I had to make one big decision that changes the rules just a tiny bit. And I think we can talk about that right now, because there's not a lot going on. After this, we throw a grenade and fight a Romanov. It's nothing special. We've got a boss fight in this chapter called the KNRB-0, or the Argus for short. Because, you know, give a boss 2 names, it's fun. He has 2 forms. He's got one when he's on 4 legs, and one when he's in sort of transformer mode. The downside is there's no checkpoint in between. Now, usually this isn't a problem, but right now we're dealing with shotgun only, meaning ammo is limited. The first form takes 2 full clips to kill, which means 40 shots. Well, not around 40, I think it's like 35. And we've got 20 shots per shotgun, so that's at least 1 pickup. The second form takes 3 to 4 entire clips to kill. With luck, there are 3 clips available during that entire engagement. The others will have to be gotten from downed allies and pray they drop a shotgun drop, which is very low and tedious and rarely ever happens, because usually the KNRB-0 kills them in 1 hit and doesn't put them in an injured state. Due to this, I had decided to record me beating the first phase of the boss with just a shotgun, and then record me beating the second phase with the shotgun. But in the recording of the second phase, I had killed the first phase using the turrets. Because at least that way I could show you how to beat the first phase with just a shotgun and the second phase with just a shotgun, which is technically what the entire run is about. Sadly, due to ammo restrictions, I could not do it on my own with just a shotgun. It sadly was not possible. Now, as you can see, we're still in this situation. We've got 2 Gorgies down in that nest. I've got 7 shots, 2 cigarettes, and here the frickin' aim correct is screwing me over again, wasting 2 shots, which is nice. It's not. I hate this game. No, I love it. I love this game. I think it's one of the best games I've played. I'm planning on doing a top 10 list sometime, someday, of my favorite games. You can bet your ass this one's really high up there. Right, one last shot. Yeah, we got him. Alright, now we've got a problem. We've got 2 enemies. Alright, we've got 1 enemy. And no shots. How do we deal with this situation? And you know what's funny? I actually don't remember how I did it. I think I let my allies kill him for me. But he doesn't have a lot of... He still probably has full health. And as you can see, my allies are retards. Just look at them fire at it. Missiles miss, shots miss, nothing hits. We've got 1 container. Oh, they actually killed it. All right. That's pretty cool. I think I died here, so it's gonna be another jump cut. Yeah, there we go. Another jump cut. This section is really easy if you're playing your grenades right. You'll be met with an insane amount of Gorgies. So throw an EMP first, then a hand grenade. And there's not a hand grenade drop next to it. Throw those at him as well. You might get lucky and score a few more kills. And also damaged Romanov, which, as you can hear, just got pretty injured. And I think you'll remember him bugging out here. He decides to not join the battle, but stay at a distance, which I'm cool with. I mean, Romanovs are fun and all, but you don't want to deal with them face to face when they're assisted by a lot of Gorgies. By a lot of Jorges. As you can see, I almost died here because, oh my god, did you see that rocket? It was right in front of me, man. Alright, pop an EMP slide and screw up the controls because I'm an idiot. To those who don't know, an EMP slide, throwing a grenade is pretty damn tedious. If you're walking, Sam will do this weird jumping animation, which you don't want. If you slide, he'll throw a grenade and it will pop the second it hits the floor. So an EMP will, instead of take a while for the arc for the throw arc, it'll simply fall. Here's a nice little tip: don't go down here right away. You actually have to walk forward a little bit to trigger the enemies appearing. Here, you have to walk forward like for like a meter, and then you're there. Standard tactic as usual. Normally you can shoot the things out of the air with the turret. We don't have a turret because we are hardcore. An EMP plus grenade works just as well for at least one of them, and then the rest we can sort of pick off being all badass with just a shotgun. Now, I have to also quickly add that this, what we're seeing now, isn't how the entire run is going to be. So far, this chapter is me being in cover and being very careful. While you would think that with a shotgun, and only a shotgun, stuff would be a bit more, well, energetic. And that is because this chapter is damn long, has few checkpoints, and a lot of enemies coming from all directions. Later on, we'll have a lot more smaller engagements with a few small pockets of enemies, like this one. But here we still have those two gunships firing turrets at me. So without those turrets, yeah, we'll have a lot more action to speak of. I really suck that I didn't kill him in one hit. That would have been a really cool kill. Yeah, and now it's KNRB0 time. Alright, standard tactic here for this fight. Aim for the core, dodge. Aim for the core, dodge. You can easily dodge this shot if your timing's on point. If those shells come out of his head, that means he's recharging. Those free spikes. I think he uses it to cool off himself. When you're in the middle of one of these big buckets, you're safe for at least one hit. Sometimes he'll do his big missile, it'll destroy it. Another tactic is to, like I just did, is to throw grenades at his head. And then shoot them out of the sky with the shotgun. It doesn't deal a lot more damage, but it does deal some more damage. It's handy. You would also think that aiming for the legs might be smart, you know, to get him on the ground to deal some free damage, but it takes shots, so that's not really cool. Nothing more to really say about this fight. There's a couple of tactics you can abuse. You can, getting close to him near his foot isn't that recommended. You can, if you want, lame him out. There's a truck about right to the north of where we're standing now. It's got a crate nearby. That truck is completely invincible. And he can't reach it. So you can just stand there and wail at him with your assault rifle and heavy machine gun until he's dead. Or you can just stand behind the turret, and the turret can take free direct hits from that missile before it breaks. If you get at least 2 shotgun shells in his face like I do and then use the turrets, you can kill him incredibly easy and without being at risk at any time. Just be mindful of the barrel. There's a barrel near to one of the turrets. He might get lucky and hit you. Now right now I'm scouting ahead for some equipment because I don't want to die. This was my first success against this boss, I should add, with shotgun only. And of course afterwards, my attempt on the second form is me fighting it after having killed this boss with just the turrets, or else I would not have enough ammo, sadly. We will be facing this boss a lot more times throughout the game, with the offset that there will be checkpoints. He'll either be both his forms with a checkpoint in between, or it will just be his second form. So we'll probably have enough ammo in both cases, which is nice. Alright, here we go with the second form. Bipedal form, which starts off with a rocket barrage. Simply stay in the center of one of these boxes and you will be completely safe at this marvelous spectacle. I'm still amazed that this game can run at 60 frames per second and still throw that stuff at you. I've had this game slowed down on me for like once in my life, and we got really lucky here with my shotgun. We got a nice little shotgun drop. Standard tactic here is to throw grenades at its legs and pray they do a little bit of damage. There's probably a really cool tactic that kills them instantly for you, but I don't know. This is one of our safe places. You'll see me use it later on. And I use a really skillful luck-based dodge. It was completely based off of my skill and not because I dodged in the wrong direction at the right time. Yes, skill. Be careful about going behind him. He has a few turrets there and they will screw you up. This laser will also completely F you up, but if you stay about that angle, you're pretty safe with the fun extra bit that he overheats. Which means you're completely safe. Yes, we can see the core, Elena. Not stupid. Now be careful here. You will get hit by these things. Sometimes you can avoid them. It's really hard to dodge. Just be sure you don't get comboed by them. Which makes you fall away. Now I've still got one shot left, and because we don't have ammo to spare, I'm gonna heal up here, take a nice little smoke, cancel it because we just just need a little puff. We don't need the entire sig. And we'll wait for our health to return a bit. We're in the yellow, sort of good enough, and he's in his rocket move, which isn't that dangerous. And we get one shotgun shell, and bam! And now we go back to reload, because we don't have any shells left. Alright, now he's in his triple rocket barrage, which is very annoying. But you're completely safe against it here. First he'll do his right arm, then his left... first his left arm, then his right arm, and then he'll do his shoulder pads. And I think afterwards he also overheats a little bit. Yeah, just for a short while. Again, be mindful of standing behind him, as behind his right leg there are turrets. I mean, at his ass there are right turrets, as you can see here, but if you stand behind his right leg, that's it, then for some reason they can't see you. It's weird that way. Now, with his leg gone, I think this time I do dodge the electrical field. The electrical field will automatically overheat you if it hits you, so be careful about that. And see, there we go, boost dodge right through. Boost dodge, so many iframes, and there I screw up. Because I had to weapon cancel, reload cancel. I'll throw an EMP just to be sure to get the safety. The EMP disables his movement for a short while. It doesn't disable all his turrets. This is the invulnerability truck I was talking about. It's completely indestructible. It cannot be destroyed. It can be burdened, as in that it will sort of collapse, but it's still great, great cover. Now here we've got my final pickup, and this is what I was talking about. I would have used up all these crates in the first phase alone. Which means that unless I find some way to RNG this, make sure that the random numbers line up, and I get a shotgun from every drop, then doing these two in one run isn't possible. Because there's just not enough ammo, and you can't melee him either. For some reason they made it so that if you try to melee his legs, it'll overheat you, but it will deal no damage, as you can't hit the yellow parts. And you can't melee the core either, which I think is really lame. So lame, Platinum. You make such a great game, and then you add something so lame. Over here something happens that I actually cannot explain. Yes. I destroy his left arm, which for some reason triggers his right arm destruction animation, because if you destroy the right arm, he'll smash his right arm into the platform, and you'll be able to do this nice, really cool QuickTime event, which kills him. Kills not him, his arm, and allows you to get a few hits in his core. For some reason, this event triggered while killing his right arm, not his left, which is very handy for me, as that means I'll be able to destroy his... As you can see, after this little barrage on his core, I'll be able to destroy his right arm and screw that one up as well. And get a nice little other core exposure. Aside from these cores, a great way to kill this guy normally is to snipe his eyeballs. See, there we blow off that arm, and then there we go again. Because his eyeballs are a big weakness, and this is actually a way to speedrun him, at least on easy difficulty, or casual, I think most speedrunners use. And there we go, dead. Got hard, shotgun only, take that cigarette, enjoy the explosion in the background. Aw, felt good. Alright, that was one hell of a chapter. Afterwards we're gonna have a lot more. As you can see, 34 deaths. Not that bad. Took me an hour and a half to beat this act. So, pretty proud of this. Chapter 1-3 is one of the first hurdles for most players. A lot of players who play God Hard either get stuck on 1-3, the big ramp that most people will know as head to the left of that KNRB 0 part, or at the sniper pit, or at the final boss. Those are the main hurdles. Everything in between usually isn't that big of a deal. For me, of course, it will be, because we only have a shotgun. And a shotgun is boss. Anything else I have to note? Because I'm still going to walk a bit here, because we technically haven't reached the other act yet. And they're talking about teleporting a rat's ass, his head up his ass, which is fun. I would love Burns. He's hilarious. Other things to note, yeah, I will be also uploading the entire act, which is Act 1 till Act 1-5, I think. So Act 1-1 till 1-5, in one single video as well, without commentary. For those out there who don't like commentary and just want to watch, well, you can use that. So, I'll see you guys later.